Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Frisco. It is Friday, the 20th of March. This is CTV News. Tonight, fueling uncertainty, gas prices rise again. So where's the ceiling? A place to call home. Governments invest millions in affordable housing. And a spike in speed skating. Growing interest in the sport after the Winter Olympics.
Live from our Maritime's News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Bruce Frisco.
Good evening. We begin with some unfortunate news heading into this first weekend of spring. Gas prices surged again overnight. Diesel expected to rise at midnight. All of it driven by the war in the Middle East, of course, and with no easy answers to end that. Experts say prices at the pumps will continue to worsen before they get any better. Here's CTV's Callum Smith.
For those who waited to fill up, the cost of gas went up around 6 cents across the Maritimes.
It's terrible. Like, it's, what else can you say?
Diesel jumped by about 10 cents in Nova Scotia and PEI overnight. The same story for New Brunswick over the past 2 days. And Nova Scotia plans to use the interrupter clause for diesel at 12:01 a.m. Saturday.
There is still more pain to come.
Within the next week alone, fuel analyst Dan McTagg predicts
we could see gasoline moving up another 5-6 cents a liter, and of course diesel moving up as much as uncomfortably as much as another 18 to 20 cents a liter.
All thanks to the ongoing war.
In some ways, we feel a little helpless in the face of it because it's well beyond us what's causing it.
One massive fuel user is a municipality with hundreds of big rigs. It budgeted 18 to 23 million for the fiscal year.
Now we're reaching the end of the year, and we're looking at end of year at 18.4 million.
While purchasing in bulk saves money, this year's total is actually down about $4 million from the past 2 years.
Gas prices don't really affect me much. I have to get gas regardless. I do drive a hybrid Honda, so I get gas every 2.5-3 weeks.
Others contemplating that switch too.
Especially in today's economy, you know, like you always have to watch your nickels and dimes.
CAA says people will likely rethink road trips this summer due to higher costs, but points out that flights are more expensive too.
If there's less road trips, that means there's probably less people traveling, and that means that cities and economies are going to be impacted all through the travel industry, restaurants, hotels, Airbnbs.
And the timing couldn't be worse, with the switch to the summer blend of gasoline less than a month away.
For gasoline, that really makes a bad situation worse and could bring us a lot closer, in some instances, to paying well over $2 a liter should the conflict continue.
And when the war ends, he says a drop won't come as fast as the hike. Callum Smith, CTV News, Dartmouth.
And it's not just individuals who are struggling financially these days. New data suggests maritime businesses are reaching their breaking point, with more than half expected to raise prices this year. CTV's Vanessa Wright has that for us.
Raising prices isn't something most businesses take pride in, but lately it's harder to avoid.
Last year, we noticed that the cost for our chocolate itself, the base ingredient that we use, had increased about 100%. So we held our cost, or that we were charging our customers, to the lowest that we possibly could for as long as we possibly could. But then we made the decision that we needed to actually raise it in the fall of 2025.
He says another price bump could be coming soon on his chocolate and other specialty items. A tough decision this bakery in Windsor, Nova Scotia, has also had to make.
We held off on that as long as we possibly could. But at the end of the day, I also have to buy a loaf of bread in order for me to eat.
The latest merchant growth survey found 64% of local businesses in Atlantic Canada will raise their prices over the next 6 months in order to survive.
They really hold on for as long as they can, especially when the economic environment across the country is one of lower confidence as a result of, first COVID, then the real estate market, and then the tariff war, and now this war in Iran. This is finally getting to a point where they can no longer continue to hold off, and they're going to be passing on those prices to their clients.
The survey also found 1 in 5 businesses will hit pause on hiring new staff.
We don't have that essentially luxury anymore. We have to manage all of those things. So we're closed more hours, which impacts our customers because they feel, disappointed when they discover that you can't be open as many hours as you used to be.
I hope consumers won't take the price bump personally, but charge it to the cost crisis that's affecting everyone, everywhere. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Get the Maritime's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Okay, it's Friday night. Before we go any further, we'll check in with Kaylin in the Weather Center. Things pretty decent right now, but things change sometimes in the weather.
Yeah, we do have a mixture of some snow and some rain that's going to be moving through. This is the first of 2 rounds that'll be coming across the Maritimes over the next couple of days. So I kind of wanted to break them up a little bit and talk about the first round that we're into tonight and for Saturday. So that's already developed now across the Maritime region. We are seeing snow in a lot of areas. The snow mixing with some ice pellets and some rain towards the southwest of New Brunswick and the southwest of Nova Scotia. Now, a changeover from snow over to rain will continue to take place for parts of Nova Scotia as we move through the rest of tonight and into the start of the day for tomorrow. In fact, by Saturday morning, it should be mostly rain, drizzle, and fog. Halifax down the south shore of the province into the Tri-County region, and even a mix of snow and rain in the Annapolis Valley. Now into the interior of the southwest, especially at higher elevations, it could still be a wet snow falling and collecting on the ground. It'll be some wet snow accumulating for areas of Prince Edward Island and the north and east of Nova Scotia, though in the east of Nova Scotia, moving into and through Saturday afternoon, that wet snow could certainly mix with or turn over to some rain as well. And then what's left of this mix of snow and rain will clear the Maritimes as we move through Saturday evening. It'll actually clear western parts of the region during Saturday afternoon and then clear eastern areas Saturday evening. Some locations, though, to watch for, the potential of 5 to 10 centimeters of wet snow with this weather system in around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, interior areas of Nova Scotia, northern parts of that province, Cumberland and Colchester counties, and up to the Cape Breton Highlands. Bruce.
All right, thank you, sir. Full forecast coming up very shortly. Some good news on the affordable housing front from New Brunswick tonight. Well, the federal and provincial governments are investing millions for hundreds of new builds all over the province. CTV's Nick Moore has details.
Make sure the community's involved.
With the housing build happening in the background, a cost-matching agreement was announced in Fredericton between the federal and provincial governments to spur more construction.
We're going to build more, and we're going to build faster. $300 million to deliver 1,200 new units in this province over the next 2 years.
The agreement holds that at least half will be designated for low-income earners and at least 160 will provide supportive and transitional housing.
By using made-in-Canada solutions to tackle our unique and challenging housing needs, we create opportunities for New Brunswick and Canadian businesses and manufacturers.
The federal government's $150 million portion is coming from its Build Canada Homes Agency, which was created last fall. The provincial portion will include $60 million in capital funding and $90 million in operational funding.
We have come out to deliver on our commitment of new housing starts, and we have come out to deliver on our commitment to decreasing the number of people experiencing chronic homelessness in this province. The announcement today is going to take us in many steps towards that goal.
The federal government says it will work with New Brunswick municipalities to speed up construction by reducing or waiving development fees and providing temporary property tax relief.
A lot of New Brunswick mayors, a lot of mayors in Atlantic Canada would say that this program, because of the number of units that are required to receive the funding, it's not as much tailored to cities that don't develop at that scale. So it would have been hard for cities to have responded to this, so it's good that they're working with the province.
There was no information today about where the developments will be located. According to the federal government, 30% of the homes will be in smaller and rural areas. Nick Moore, CTV News, Fredericton.
Nova Scotia legislature is on March break right now, but criticism over the recent budget continues to rage. Leader of the opposition and some local charities are raising their concerns before the formal debate resumes next week. CTV's Jesse Thomas has more.
Although they weren't directly impacted by provincial budget cuts, the Brunswick Street Mission says cuts to social services and other organizations will likely send more people to their doorstep.
The last 3 years, the number of people using our services has gone up and up. But if more people have less, it means there's going to be more people coming to us for help.
Nova Scotia NDP leader Claudia Chender says the budget is being cut in the wrong places and hurting some of the most vulnerable Nova Scotians. The opposition leader wants the budget scrapped and redone.
We need to make sure that this government gets it right. This is a difficult time for Nova Scotians, and they need a budget that meets the moment, and this isn't it.
Family SOS says a provincial funding cut of $300,000 could force it to shut down. The charity helps families in crisis by helping them build healthier relationships.
I just received an email this morning from a community member that mentions that without our program, she's sure that her children would have been taken from her.
It's cuts to organizations like this that the Brunswick Street Mission says will put pressure on them.
The poorest people in our society are being forced to suffer more. It's not their fault.
Family SOS says it works like preventative medicine. They help 200 families annually and say cuts could lead to bigger costs later for government.
Nova Scotians, we can't let families fall through the cracks. Like, we are here to protect and, be a community, and that includes our most vulnerable populations.
The Premier's office responded in an email statement saying the budget makes tough choices to manage the financial pressures while protecting core services, and they point to a 12% increase in healthcare spending and housing investments, but acknowledge it didn't do enough to explain those decisions to Nova Scotians. The budget debate resumes next week. Jesse Thomas, CTV News, Halifax.
Okay, still to come tonight, Kaylin's full forecast, and we're off to the Men's University Hockey Championships back in the Maritimes. Coming up next, though, a costly storm.
It was about 20-some grand that in the end that all of it cost, so it was a significant amount.
3.5 years after Fiona, new research has shed light on what it costs some maritime homeowners. That's next. Stay with us.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Win your share of $10,000 with Aaron and Peter's payroll.
Register now at move100halifax.ca and listen for your name starting at 8 a.m.
So a few years after post-tropical storm Fiona, a new study is putting more of a price tag on just how much that weather system cost people in Cape Breton. And even though it's been a while, some homeowners remember the damage and the recovery all too well. Here's CTV's Ryan McDonald.
It's been 3.5 years since post-tropical storm Fiona made landfall here in the Maritimes, and plenty of Cape Bretoners still remember how much damage the storm caused to their properties.
It was about 20-some grand that in the end that all of it cost, so it was a significant amount.
The gale force winds destroyed the back deck at Denise Forgeron's elderly mother's home in Louisbourg. The family contacted their insurance company but got no response for months.
We were concerned when my mom there in her 80s by herself, one exit to a house, and with the winter onset then.
Based on this research, you might want to prepare longer than just 72 hours.
This associate professor from Mount Allison University surveyed more than 800 CBRM residents about lasting impacts from Fiona. The findings show the average household loss at about $4,000, with some reporting damages as high as $20,000. Based on survey data and estimates of more than 46,000 households in the municipality, the total economic impact of Fiona is estimated at $183.6 million.
People largely recovered on their own.
Views on government preparedness and response were not all bad, but she's encouraging people to ask for better.
Question things. If a new subdivision is being built and there's only one access road, ask what happens if there's a fire.
We shouldn't have to do this, right? There should be a more timely route for people to get their claims looked at.
Ryan McDonald, CTV News.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll step aside for a quick little break here, but when we return, it's your complete maritime weather forecast, and you might want to brace yourself. Kaylin will have all the details in just a couple of minutes. All right, Friday night, kind of cool around here today, and first day of spring, so, you know, there's that.
Yeah, but a little bit of sprinter weather out there tonight in the region as we've got this this mixture of some snow and some rain moving through. This is the first of two weather systems that I need to talk about. So let's just recap again what's going on tonight into tomorrow. First of all, for low temperatures tonight, many parts of the Maritimes head down to the range of around -2 to +1. It will be a little bit colder than that through some northern areas of New Brunswick. There are some lows between -3 and -7. North of New Brunswick, though, only basically seeing some light snow from this weather system, and even most of the flurries will have wrapped up by the time we get to the start of the day for tomorrow. There will be a chance of some flurries in the morning, basically around the northeast, including for Miramichi. Now, down through central and southern areas of New Brunswick, for the morning hours, there could still be some snow that's lingering around and mixed in with some rain down around the Bay of Fundy coastline. Remember, around the Bay of Fundy coastline, just off the coast, there is a potential of maybe seeing about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow for some areas. Prince Edward Island as well tomorrow with a mixture of some snow, ice pelts, maybe a little bit of rain gets in there and could pick up some wet snowfall accumulations of around 5 to 10 centimeters. Temperatures coming up between 1 and 3 degrees. Parts of the east of Nova Scotia could pick up some pockets of about 5 to 10 centimeters of wet snow. As the snow clears out, the winds becoming northwest with some gusts between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour. And through central areas of Nova Scotia, including for Halifax County, it's basically the snow turning over to rain Saturday morning, but there may be some periods of rain, drizzle, and fog that extend into and through the afternoon. And the same thing goes for the southwest of Nova Scotia. Interior areas, like towards Caledonia, maybe a chance of picking up some snowfall amounts of 5 centimeters or a little bit more. Other areas, as we move through tonight, we'll see the snow turn over to rain. That's the first system. The second system is arriving late Sunday into Monday. By late Sunday afternoon into the evening hours, snow building into the southwest of New Brunswick and western areas of Nova Scotia, with more to come for parts of the Maritimes as we move through Sunday night into Monday morning. Now, Monday itself, the snow should be falling relatively light in the south of New Brunswick as well as Prince Edward Island, but a steadier mixture of some snow and some ice pellets for Nova Scotia, which is going to have the highest potential of picking up some overall snow and ice pellet accumulations from this second system of 10 centimeters or more for some areas. So here's an early outlook into the potential for snow and ice pellet accumulations. Again, this is for the weather system, basically Sunday evening through Monday. And you can see this in Nova Scotia, especially towards the Atlantic coastal counties that right now have the highest potential of around 10 to 20 centimeters of snow and ice pelts. Other parts of that province, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow and ice pelts. A lot of mix expected, especially in the southwest. Around the southwestern corner of New Brunswick, initially, with that snow coming in Sunday evening and Sunday night, there could be some amounts of 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Other areas of New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island could pick up some snowfall amounts in the range of around 1 to 5 centimeters. Keep on top of that forecast as you go through the weekend. Check in on it at least a couple of times for your area because there is still room to see some changes with that weather system as we move through the weekend. So in the forecast for New Brunswick, again, we have that snow arriving late in the day on Sunday into Sunday evening and night. Should be down to lighter snow on Monday. A mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday. A chance of flurries on Wednesday of next week. A mix of sun and cloud on Thursday. And another mix of snow and rain possible on Friday. For Nova Scotia, in the forecast, again, Sunday evening and night starts off as snow, but turns over to a wintry mix on Monday. After that, it's a mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday. Chance of flurries on Wednesday of next week, a mix of sun and cloud on Thursday, and rain possible on Friday. And for Prince Edward Island in the forecast, the next round of snow moves in Sunday night into Monday. And then after that, it's a mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday, chance of flurries on Wednesday, mix of sun and cloud on Thursday of next week, rain possible on Friday. Bruce.
Got to dust off the blower one more time, I guess. All right, thank you, my friend. Stay with us. There's a whole lot more to come.
#1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Hockey fans are getting their fill this weekend. The Men's University Championship is back here in our region. CTV's Jonathan McGinnis has more now from the Scotiabank Centre, Halifax.
After a 10-year hiatus, the University Men's Hockey Championship is back in Halifax. St. Mary's University, the University of New Brunswick, and the Université de Moncton are representing Atlantic University Sport.
It's been a lot of fun so far, and I think that everybody who has come to the tournament, whether it be a fan or participating players and teams, have had a good time.
This event was to return to Halifax in 2020, but was canceled by COVID. This year, 8 teams are participating in the single knockout style tournament. The games started strong for local clubs. St. Mary's came in as the 8th seed, but beat the top-ranked Saskatchewan Huskies in overtime Thursday night.
Last night it was a very unique experience playing as the home team, and hearing that crowd was just electric, and being able to play in front of the hometown fans was unreal.
After not hosting a national championship for the last 2 years, the city will host a number of events in the coming years.
And the next year, for only the 3rd time in youth sports history, men's and women's basketball together. It'll be a 5-day tournament. The men's hosted by Dal, the women's hosted by Acadia.
Anytime you play host and you have the opportunities to play these national championships in your own backyard, that gives you a little bit of an advantage when you're talking to student athletes and recruiting them.
And they all have the same goal, to compete for a national championship. The men's gold medal game is scheduled for 1 p.m. Sunday. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, John. Time for one final break. Coming up, spiking interest in speed skating around here.
Ready.
Fresh off the Olympics, interest in the sport is really picking up. You'll see what we mean when we come back. Welcome back. Well, the Canadian Youth Short Speed Skating Championships are happening this weekend in Dartmouth. The event is a chance for more than 100 of the top young speed skaters from all over the country to compete against their peers and to strive to make it to the Olympics one day. CTV's Mike Lamb checked it all out.
Camp Day is an opportunity for our skaters from Eastern Canada, so Nunavut, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI, and Newfoundland, to get on the ice ahead of the championship that is happening on Saturday and Sunday. It's also an opportunity for all the skaters to have coaching from other coaches from around Eastern Canada, meet other skaters, and really this is what this event is all about, is an opportunity for our youth skaters from around Canada to get to know one another, see other skaters who are speed skaters. We have youth age groups of 11 through 13. This was a new age group that was brought out for speed skating about 3 to 4 years ago. And this allows the youth athletes to compete against each other at a national level, which wasn't always happening historically. They are going to be skating a number of different distances through the weekend. It's the fastest skating you're going to see on ice in all of Canada.
Mostly looking forward to seeing a lot of my friends from other provinces, hopefully getting some new times.
I'm looking forward to trying to get some good PBs and also just the experience of racing at national competition.
I'm looking forward especially to the 1500. It's probably one of my best distances. And yeah, hopefully I can get a placement that I'm happy with and a new personal best.
Come down to the RBC Center, Arena D. We have lots of volunteers on site who are here to help if you got questions about speed skating. For us, we feel it's a great opportunity to showcase speed skating as a sport. These young skaters will be our next Olympians.
Your chance to meet them early. Okay, that's your late news for tonight. That's it for this week, as a matter of fact. If you'd like a closer look at anything you've seen tonight or all week long, ctvnewsatlantic.ca is your home for news, and it will update all weekend long. I'm Bruce Frisco. We're going to leave you tonight with the names of all of us here at Bell Media. Thank you for staying up late with us. Have a good evening. We hope to see you again on Monday.